You finally did it. After years of discipline, sacrifice, and making tough financial choices, you reached $100,000 in savings. That's a huge milestone, and it deserves to be recognized. Most people never reach this point because it requires something rare, the ability to consistently choose long-term progress over short-term comfort. Think about what it took to get here. There were countless moments when you had to say no while others were saying yes. You had to save money when it would have been easier to spend it. You had to stay focused on your goals while progress often felt slow and invisible. Reaching six figures means you've already developed the discipline and habits that many people struggle to build for a lifetime. But here's the reality that many people don't talk about: $100,000 is not the finish line. In many ways, it's actually the beginning. What you choose to do next will determine whether that $100,000 eventually grows into $500,000, $1 million, or far more, or whether you're still sitting around that same number years from now wondering why your wealth never really accelerated. Legendary investor Charlie Munger once shared a powerful insight about this stage of the journey. He told shareholders that the hardest part of building wealth isn't becoming a millionaire, it's reaching the first $100,000. According to him, you often have to do it the hard way. He joked that if necessary, you should be willing to walk everywhere and only buy things with coupons if that's what it takes to save and invest that first six-figure amount. It might sound extreme, but Munger understood something incredibly important. In the early stages of wealth building, everything feels like an uphill battle. You're not just accumulating money, you're building the habits, discipline, and financial awareness required to manage larger amounts of wealth later. You're learning how to earn money, keep it, and invest it instead of letting it slowly disappear through lifestyle inflation. During this phase, compound interest hasn't fully kicked in yet. Most of the progress comes directly from your own effort, your saving, your investing, and your consistency. That's why the first $100,000 feels slow and difficult. But once you cross that threshold, the dynamics begin to change. Your money starts working for you in ways it simply couldn't before. A portfolio of $100,000 invested at a modest return begins generating meaningful growth every year. Those returns then get reinvested, which means your investments start generating returns on top of returns. This is the power of compounding that investors like Warren Buffett have relied on throughout their careers. Buffett often describes wealth building like a snowball rolling down a hill. At first the snowball is tiny, and progress seems slow. But as it rolls and gathers more snow, it grows larger and begins moving faster. Eventually the momentum becomes unstoppable. That's exactly what happens after you reach your first $100,000. The next $100,000 usually comes faster than the first, because now you're not the only one contributing to your portfolio. Your investments are contributing as well. Over time, this effect compounds, meaning each milestone becomes easier to reach than the one before it. But here's the critical part: this momentum only works if you protect it. Reaching $100,000 gives you a powerful financial foundation, but it doesn't guarantee future wealth. Some people hit this milestone and then slow down, start spending more aggressively, or make poor investment decisions that erase the progress they worked so hard to build. The people who eventually grow that $100,000 into $500,000 or $1 million understand that this stage of the journey is incredibly important. They treat their six-figure portfolio as the engine that will drive their long-term financial future. So the real question now isn't just how you reached $100,000. The real question is, what do you do next? Because the choices you make after this milestone are what separate people who quietly build lasting wealth from those who stay stuck at the same level for years. And the difference often comes down to a few key moves that smart investors consistently follow. The first challenge you'll face after reaching $100,000 is resisting one of the most dangerous financial traps: lifestyle inflation. After years of discipline and sacrifice, it's natural to feel like you deserve to enjoy the rewards of your hard work. For a long time you may have been driving an older car, skipping expensive dinners, avoiding unnecessary purchases, and saying no to trips or upgrades that others around you seem to afford easily. Now that you finally have a six-figure cushion in the bank, your mind begins to suggest a different story. Suddenly, small thoughts start creeping in. Maybe it's time for a newer car. Maybe a larger apartment would make life more comfortable. Maybe upgrading your wardrobe or taking more luxurious vacations wouldn't be such a bad idea after all. After all, you've worked hard, shouldn't you enjoy it? But this is exactly the moment where many people unintentionally slow down or completely derail their wealth-building progress. The moment your lifestyle expands to match your income, the engine that was building your wealth begins to lose power. Instead of directing your extra money toward investments and long-term growth, that money gets absorbed by new monthly expenses that quietly lock you into a more expensive way of living. Financial planner Noah Damsky explains this idea well. In your 20s, you might drive an old car because you simply can't afford anything better. But by your 30s, after years of saving and investing, you may finally have the cash to buy a brand new vehicle. The real test of discipline isn't saving enough to afford the upgrade, the real test is choosing not to buy it even when you could. That level of restraint is surprisingly powerful. The ability to say no even when you have the means to say yes is one of the habits that quietly separates people who build lasting wealth from those who only appear wealthy on the surface. Investors like Warren Buffett are famous for understanding this principle. Despite being one of the richest people in the world, Buffett has lived in the same modest house for decades and is known for avoiding unnecessary luxury. His philosophy is simple: every dollar you spend today is a dollar that can no longer grow and compound for the future. And that compounding effect is incredibly powerful. A dollar invested today doesn't just stay $1, it can potentially grow into $10, $20, or even $50 over time depending on how long it compounds. This is why it's helpful to pause before making any major purchase and ask yourself a simple question: is this purchase moving me closer to the life I want, or is it simply satisfying my ego in the moment? Because real wealth isn't about flashy purchases or impressing people online. Real wealth is about having options. It's about the freedom to choose how you spend your time. It's about waking up one day and realizing you could walk away from work if you truly wanted to. And it's about designing a life based on your values, not one designed to look impressive on social media. Once you've protected yourself from lifestyle inflation, the next step is deciding what to actually do with that $100,000. The first priority should always be high-interest debt. If you still carry credit card balances or personal loans with double-digit interest rates, paying those off should come before any investing strategy. When you're paying 16% or 20% interest on debt, it's incredibly difficult for investments to outperform that burden. Think about it this way: earning an average 10% return in the stock market doesn't help much if you're simultaneously paying 16% interest on credit card debt. In that situation, the math is working against you. That's why the smartest move is often to eliminate high-interest debt first. Once that burden is gone, you can redirect the money that used to go toward those payments into investments that actually build your net worth. This approach aligns with the long-term thinking that investors like Warren Buffett emphasize: focus on strengthening your financial foundation first, and then allow your investments to grow steadily over time. The next important step after reaching $100,000 is making sure you have a strong financial safety net in place. Even if your investments are growing steadily, life is unpredictable. Unexpected events like losing a job, facing a medical emergency, or dealing with a major repair can appear at the worst possible moment. That's why financial experts strongly recommend building an emergency fund that covers 3 to 6 months of your living expenses. This money should be kept in a safe and easily accessible place, such as a high-yield savings account, where it can earn a little interest while still remaining available when you need it. Having this emergency cushion does something very important for your long-term financial strategy. It protects your investments. Without an emergency fund, a sudden expense could force you to sell your investments during a market downturn, locking in losses and interrupting the compounding process you worked so hard to start. But when you know that you have several months of expenses covered, you can stay calm during financial shocks and keep your long-term plan intact. In other words, an emergency fund isn't just about security, it's about protecting the momentum you've already built. Once that foundation is secure, many people make another common mistake after reaching six figures: they start believing they need to become more advanced investors. Suddenly, they feel pressure to pick individual stocks, jump into cryptocurrency, or try day trading in an attempt to accelerate their wealth. While these strategies might sound exciting, they often introduce unnecessary risk and complexity, especially for people who don't have years of investing experience. In reality, the most effective investment strategy is often the simplest one. Legendary investor Warren Buffett has repeatedly said that most individuals should simply invest in low-cost index funds that track the overall market. These funds spread your investment across hundreds of companies, reducing risk while still allowing you to benefit from the long-term growth of the economy. They also have very low fees, which means more of your money stays invested and continues to compound over time. The key isn't trying to outsmart the market, it's consistency. Wealth is often built through steady, automatic investing rather than clever predictions. By setting up automated monthly contributions, you remove emotion and timing from the process. You invest regularly whether the market is up or down, which allows you to take advantage of market fluctuations over time. Month after month, year after year, this disciplined approach quietly builds momentum. It's also crucial to invest through tax-advantaged accounts whenever possible. Accounts like a Roth IRA or a Roth 401k allow your investments to grow without the same tax burden you might face in a regular brokerage account. Over the course of decades, this tax efficiency can add tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to your portfolio simply because more of your money remains invested. If your employer offers a 401k match, taking full advantage of it should be one of your highest priorities. A company match essentially means your employer is adding money to your investment simply because you're contributing. In many cases, that's an instant 100% return on part of your investment, which is something you simply won't find in the stock market or anywhere else. Ignoring that opportunity would be like leaving free money on the table. However, building wealth is not just about strategies and accounts, it's also about how you think about money. Reaching $100,000 marks an important shift in perspective. When people are struggling financially, most of their decisions revolve around immediate needs, paying rent, buying groceries, or covering next month's bills. But once you have a six-figure investment base, it becomes necessary to start thinking on a much longer timeline. Instead of focusing on the next few months, begin thinking about the next 10, 20, or 30 years. This is the way long-term investors approach money. They ask themselves questions like, what kind of life do I want in the future? What am I building toward? How can I structure my finances today so that they support the life I want later? This kind of thinking turns money into something much more meaningful. Wealth itself is not the final destination, it's simply a tool. The true purpose of building wealth is to create freedom and flexibility in your life. For some people, that freedom might mean retiring earlier than expected. For others, it could mean starting a business, traveling the world, or spending more time with family without constantly worrying about financial pressure. Whatever your vision looks like, the most important step is to get clear about it. Write your goals down. Think carefully about what you want your life to look like in the future and build your financial strategy around that vision. When your investments are tied to a clear purpose, it becomes much easier to stay disciplined and avoid distractions. And distractions will definitely appear as your wealth grows. As your income increases and your net worth rises, you will naturally face stronger temptations to spend. Friends may start upgrading their homes, buying luxury cars, or taking extravagant vacations. Social media will constantly show you images of lifestyles that appear glamorous and effortless. Advertisements will target you with expensive products you never even knew existed. It can be easy to fall into the trap of trying to keep up with everyone else. But the truth is that many people who appear wealthy are actually just spending everything they earn. Their lifestyle may look impressive, but it's often built on debt and financial stress. The habits that helped you reach your first $100,000 are the same habits that will eventually lead to $1 million or more. Living below your means, investing consistently, avoiding unnecessary debt, and focusing on long-term growth are timeless principles that never stop working. Investors like Warren Buffett demonstrate this perfectly. Despite being one of the richest individuals in the world, Buffett has lived a relatively modest lifestyle for decades, proving that wealth is built through patience and discipline rather than constant spending. Perhaps the most powerful thing about reaching $100,000 is what it proves about you. It proves that you are capable of building wealth. You've already demonstrated the discipline to save money consistently, the patience to invest for the long term, and the ability to resist short-term temptations in favor of long-term rewards. And here's the exciting part, the journey often accelerates from this point forward. Because of compound interest, the next $100,000 usually comes faster than the first, and the one after that often comes even faster. Over time, your investments begin generating significant returns on their own, meaning that your money is finally doing more of the work for you. This is the stage where the snowball of compounding truly begins to grow. So take a moment to appreciate what you've achieved. Reaching $100,000 is something many people dream about but never accomplish. Celebrate the milestone, acknowledge the discipline it required, and recognize the progress you've made. But don't lose momentum. Protect yourself from lifestyle inflation, continue investing consistently, keep your strategy simple, and stay focused on the long-term goals that inspired you to start this journey in the first place. Because in the grand scheme of wealth building, $100,000 isn't the finish line. It's simply the moment when the engine of compounding finally starts running, and if you stay disciplined from here, that engine has the potential to carry you far beyond what you once thought was possible. So as you move forward from this milestone, remember that wealth is not built in a single moment, it's built through thousands of small, disciplined decisions repeated over many years. The habits that brought you to this point are already powerful, and if you continue applying them with patience and consistency, the results can become extraordinary. Keep investing, keep learning, and keep focusing on the long game. Because the real reward isn't just watching your bank account grow, it's gaining the freedom, security, and peace of mind that come from knowing you're fully in control of your financial future. If you found this video useful, be sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to not miss our future uploads. See you in the next video.